let's do this.
Recording
Hey,
in
Lisa.
progress. Hello. I
How
have
are
a
you?
cough drop in my mouth.
Oh, are you not well? Are you feeling under the weather?
No, I
That's not
feel
good.
great. But I was
Okay.
sitting here just getting ready for the podcast, and suddenly I was like, and I was like, no, no coughing, not allowed. So
Nipping it in the bud.
I'm doing my best, and they taste really good too. So
That's
let me
good.
wonder why I was like, okay, record.
What kind
All
of
right.
cough drops? Those are really good.
Ventacil, Ventacil
Oh.
eucalyptus. They're soft.
Oh,
They're very, very nice. I love them. They're my
oh,
favorite.
very nice.
So good.
Very nice.
And sugar free?
Yeah.
No, not these ones. These ones are not sugar free, but you can get them
Hmm.
sugar free and they're just the same.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we
So
usually have uh Ricola. That's what we use in our house.
that's a good one
And
too.
what was really, really interesting is when we were in Paris just in February, there
Hmm.
is actually a whole Ricola store.
What?
And they have, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
that was really what?
they have a whole store of
What
cough
do they
drops.
what do they sell besides just the regular Ricola?
I know, I can't say it without doing
No.
that. Anyway, just cough drops, and they have like all the different flavors, and they have like little knacky things and stuff. But seriously, it's like a store of cough drops.
A cough drop store.
Yes,
That is odd.
I guess maybe a lot of people that
You went
either
in
live
there, didn't
in
you?
Paris or we actually had to go and see it, right?
Of
Like,
course.
how
I
could
mean,
you? And I think that's probably why
that's
it's
the
there
thing.
because it's like, oh, people are like, oh, that's
There
intriguing. Let's go have a look. But I didn't buy any because we buy them Costco packs of Ricola. So I did not need any more.
it, it's such a strange idea that you would have a store full of cough drops. Like what other kinds of
Weird.
things like people would go because it's just unusual to have a store full of one thing like
Yeah.
pencils.
Right.
Want to go to that
Right.
Dixon store and see how many different kinds of pencils they have?
I
Would
think
you
I
be
can only
interested? Maybe
pencils,
not
maybe,
pencils.
but pens. I mean, they have pen shops.
I don't know. It's just
Uh, right? I
cough
mean, hey,
drops.
I know. I
Okay.
understand. I get it.
I guess Ricola is iconic.
It totally,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Hey,
So,
I
hey,
wonder if we were at a Sabrina Carpenter concert and we went, Ricola, if she would say she didn't like it.
does she
Have
not
you
like?
heard about that when she was at Coachella
No, I
and she was
have
performing?
no idea. Uh-huh.
Somebody started ululating. So it's a traditional, I cannot try it, make the sound, I won't even try. But it's a celebration in certain cultures. And they were just really enjoying the concert and they started making the sound. And she was like, is somebody yodeling? And they were like, no. And she's like, they said, this is from my culture. And she was like, I don't like it. And it's just like sweeping the internet that she was very negative about people's cultures. And so it's
Now, do
well,
you
that
think it was
particular
like,
culture.
yeah, or do you think it was a like I'm just going to play devil's advocate here
Sure. Sure, sure.
because you're at somebody's concert,
Yes.
right? And they're
Yes.
performing,
Yes.
and then you start kind of performing. It's like
Performing.
I would be annoyed if somebody, like if I were Sabrina Carpenter, I would be annoyed if we started going Ricola during her concert, right? So, do you think it might not have been like, and it probably wasn't
Oh,
specifically directed to what she was doing,
right.
right? Which was part of her culture and maybe something that was something that is um, acceptable during somebody's
Yeah.
performance or whatever in her
Yep.
culture, and
Yep.
that's great. But if you're taking away from this person's performance, and especially for everybody around you,
Yep.
like that heckling or and I'm not saying it's heckling, so please do not come at me. I'm just
No.
saying anything that you would do to um, overshadow whatever that the
Yeah, or
performer's
interrupt.
performance would be. Exactly.
Yeah.
Could be perceived as something that wouldn't be appreciated,
Gotcha.
especially by
Gotcha.
the performer.
That's
Just
definitely
saying.
something to consider. And I have heard or read somewhere. I didn't see the whole performance. I'm not really that I just came across it somewhere online, but I don't know if it was a slow song, like an emotional
Mm,
song, and maybe it was really badly timed or ill placed. I
mhm.
don't know. But all I
Yeah.
know is that it has caused a bit of an uproar.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
I think it's one of those things these days that I think everybody has to be so very careful about
Yeah. You
everything
can be very offended.
because exactly, and depending on people's perspectives of
Mhm.
a situation, rightfully or wrongfully,
Yes.
um, sometimes could be taken out of context, right?
Yeah.
Or the intent. And I think as if there was malintent in what was said,
Hmm.
then, and it was like, I don't know. I think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't these days.
It's
And
very true.
especially when you're in the public eye, I think the microscope is on you, magnified at
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it very, very challenging in any which way. I hope she didn't mean it as a cultural
I don't think she
slam.
did. No.
Um, but I think I could understand how it got taken out of maybe
Yeah.
context
Yeah. Yeah.
if what she
Definitely.
meant was please don't start like
Yeah.
belting out something in the middle of my performance, especially if it was a slow song.
Yeah.
But i
Yeah.
hadn't i
Very
hadn't
good.
heard the situation.
Good
I don't know the
point.
situation, but just offering
Good perspective.
another
Um,
perspective.
before I sing Rico last night, look, there's something shiny, like sparkly right here. And it is not, it's under my
Oh.
nose, but it is not anything, and I can't get rid of it. I promise it's nothing that came out of my nose unless I
That's good to know. I
snorting
actually
unicorn dust, but it's something glittery.
I I honestly could
Can't
not
see it.
tell. I couldn't see it until you actually mentioned it. And there's a little bit of a light sheen, but
And just occasionally,
now you're fingered me.
I know, I just realized that. I'm sorry. I was not intending to.
Wow.
Don't take
See?
offense,
See?
please.
See how things can be taken out of context so easily.
Ricola.
Cola.
All right. Well, we're not here to
Oh,
discuss
anyway.
offensiveness or being politically correct, politically correct,
Well,
or even shiny things on my face. I don't see it
no.
anymore, so maybe it's
Oh,
on my hand somewhere.
that's
Um,
good.
what are we
But
here
yeah,
for?
we're going to have some fun today, I think. And about different perspectives, right?
Hmm.
We're going to talk about kitchen or your baking confessions. That's what we're going to talk about today. So
Yep.
we thought it might be kind of fun to do an episode on these cuz look, as bakers, we've all had, you know, disasters in our kitchen. We all have our little pet peeves. We all
Hmm.
have those shocking confessions of unpopular opinions that we might have. So
Yeah.
we actually set out
Raisins.
to ask, oh yeah, right? I think we've debated that one enough. So it's
Yeah,
not making the cut today, but we could always talk about butter tarts and raisins and no raisins because that's always a fun one anyway.
it
But
is.
I think we kind of do that pretty much every episode. So
Yeah, we do.
we'll stay away from that debate for today.
Gotcha.
Eh, but we've got so many other things to talk about, and we put it out on Instagram for you guys to share with us some of your secret baking confessions, and you guys delivered big time. We've got some lots of fun ones that we're going to be talking about today. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to all of them, so we might have to do this again
Mm,
another episode.
I'm
But in
okay
the
with that.
meantime, we've picked out a few that had multiple, like there were some that actually multiple people talked about, and some other ones that are just kind of fun to have a little bit of a fun debate on
I'm
and
excited.
chat about. Yeah,
And
so
I'm going
no
in
judgment.
pretty blind. Yeah, no judgment. Sure. No, really no judgment.
We're not talking about raisins today. So, from my point of view, there will be zero judgment.
We know that I don't judge, right?
Right.
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 Sure.
Never.
You keep
I
saying
don't.
that.
I'm
But
not a judgment.
you do this thing with your eye.
What do I do with my eye?
You know, go back and have a look. You do this eye thing. You do like this little
What is that face you just did?
uh-huh. Exactly. Right. I
Oh,
mean,
okay. Yeah, I react. I react, but that's my face just reacting without my brain being connected.
mhm,
My
mhm.
body reacting. I'm not judging. My brain is like, "Da, da, 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 da,"
Mhm.
but my body
Yeah,
is
sure,
like,
sure, sure, sure.
raisins are delicious. What's wrong with you? Currants are, ooh. Not judging.
What's
Okay,
the difference? What's the difference?
crunchiness.
No,
I
I
don't.
didn't mean
Why are
the
we?
difference between currants and raisins. I meant the judging and the I'm not judgmental about this, but you know,
My
currants
body's
are
judging.
disgusting. And you're disgusting for liking currants.
No, I
That's
would
what that
never
was.
say you're disgusting for liking currants. You say I'm disgusting for liking raisins. No,
I
you
have
don't.
never said
I'm
that.
kidding.
Never said
No,
that. No, and you've never said that either.
no,
But I
no.
think we all, again,
We
you
went there.
know, we all have, yeah, exactly. We've gone there. Gee, we've gone there. Can we go an episode without talking about raisins?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no, we can't.
Apparently not.
But anyway, but regardless, we're always going to have some, discussions about likes and dislikes. And that's the brilliant thing about the baking world is that there's so many things that you can talk about. And of course, not everything's going to be everybody's cup of tea all the time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And I've learned that I suck at making, I make the British cringe with my tea habits
Oh.
because,
Yeah, but
yeah, yeah.
that's okay. That's not a you problem. That's a judgy British person problem. And notice how I did not say a British person problem. It's a particular type of British person who would be judging.
Mm, yeah. See,
I'm not
right. Like
picking
right
anybody.
now,
Your tea bag is in.
I'm I'm drinking tea in a
You
mug,
microwaved it,
in a
didn't you?
big ass mug with my tea bag in there.
Yep.
And it's been probably my fourth refill of hot water today. I did not microwave this one. So
Oh,
there you
okay. Well,
go.
there's still time.
Exactly, right? How long do we have?
That's
Exactly. But
okay.
anyway, but
That is all
again,
right. I think that all the lovely British people that we know would forgive you as she
I
drinks
hope so.
aggressively from her tea mug.
Sorry, I should do my like little
No,
I can't with this mug.
no, the
It's
mug's too heavy for you to
it's
put your
too
pinky up.
too
Don't
big.
even try.
Too
You're gonna drop it on yourself.
two-handed,
You got
which I'm
both,
sure is even
both.
more wrong.
Okay,
So I
so
give up. I give
so
up. So,
what are we gonna talk about first with these
well,
confessions, these baker's confessions?
yes. Are you looking forward to this, first of
I
all? Like,
am. I'm
there's some
excited. I
really
don't
good
know
ones.
what's
These are
coming.
so fun. Okay,
This is
perfect.
what
Well,
I mean, I'm
let's get
thinking
right into it.
about Nikki's confession with the
Nikki's was.
microwave.
Okay, so
Now,
let's talk about burning things up because we've got a couple of those actually
really?
under our kitchen. So I've broken it down. So we're going to
Okay.
start off with kitchen disasters, and
Okay.
not to the extent, this is not as crazy as what happened with Nikki. And if you haven't heard it, you have to go back to our first episode with Nikki Bijou,
Yes.
and listen to her kitchen disaster because it is probably one of the most epic ones we've
Yeah.
ever heard. It's
It was pretty
incredible.
darn good. I can tell you
It's
when that one aired, so you can go back in our videos on Baking Scraps on YouTube and all the way back. We go back to the beginning, which
back to the first
back,
year,
back to the first
season
year.
one.
All right. Nikki was one, it says 1 year ago. So it was more than 1 year ago. It was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that aired. Why doesn't it say when it aired? Well, that's interesting, but it's called Nikki Beju. Recipe for Success. So go find that one. And my
Yeah.
apologies for taking up so much time looking for it.
That's okay. Maybe what we can do is we can link it
Yes.
on our stories.
Hope we
Uh,
remember.
if we remember,
We
if
were
we
gonna do
remember, I
that.
guess that's what I would do, right? I would link that one on the stories. Okay, I'll make
Note to
myself a note on that
self.
one. Note to self. All right. So anyway, let's start with kitchen disasters and burning things. And
Okay.
this one actually was the one that had the most. It was the most common one, and it was about basically I've burned caramel more times than I'm willing to admit.
Okay.
And so we had a couple of really good stories there, but the my favorite one actually, and these are all anonymous and probably
Yes.
for a good reason. Okay? Totally anonymous because one baker shared with us, and this is a baker who was on Great Canadian Baking Show.
Are you gonna read the story? The whole story,
I
or are you just
am. Well, I'm not going to read
Oh,
the whole story, but
okay.
I've made some Cole's notes about it. So
Okay.
basically, this baker was prepping for their presentation cake for their audition,
Mhm.
and the audition year that they actually made it on the show. And it turns out part of one of their components was caramel,
Okay.
and they burned it 3 times for this presentation cake. And they were about to give up if not for their partner who saved the day and actually made the caramel for their presentation cake that ended up getting them a spot in that tent.
Partner was a baker? Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. That's sneaky. That somehow feels like cheating. I hope they don't feel like they cheated. They
No, you
earned
know what?
that spot in the tent.
They've since by the time they made it to the tent, they had perfected their caramel. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if they ended up doing a caramel or not on their season of Great Canadian Baking Show. But yeah, unbelievable, huh? Isn't that crazy?
That is wow. Yeah, I bet they're glad this is anonymous. Wow. I mean, I'm just thinking like what if somebody else is listening to this and we're like, "What? They didn't make their own caramel? That's crazy." Like if my son was watching and he's just like, "Why is that a big deal?" It's a big deal when you're trying to get into that tent and the caramel that actually gets you into the tent isn't actually your own caramel.
Well, they had several components to their bake. It wasn't that they just made caramel and that was what got them into the tent. There was a lot of other stuff, obviously,
Yes,
that went into their presentation
that is
cake that
great.
yeah.
Okay,
But
but you
yeah,
put that in the kitchen disaster category and not in the shocking
yeah.
confessions category.
Well, I guess it was a kitchen disaster, but also it's a twofer.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah,
twofer one
it is in
to
two for one.
start off the kitchen confessions or baker's confessions
You know,
series. So
caramel is easy to burn, especially if you're making a
no.
dry caramel. Um, and also to crystallize. Caramel is easy to
Hmm.
crystallize. And I gotta say, for my cake that I made the other day, my inverted pyramid cake that Chris challenged me to make, I made caramel for that. And I put it on time lapse. And it's a dang good thing that I put it on time lapse because it went so fast you couldn't tell
Hmm.
what was happening, which was that it started crystallizing. I've never had that happen before, ever, because I have a foolproof recipe. But this time I tried a different recipe because I wanted to have a rum caramel. So I tried this different recipe that was
Mm,
specifically a rum caramel recipe, and it kept crystallizing. And I was like, come on. And I put the lid on and I added more water in and I did all these
yeah.
things. It took forever. And I finally managed to make a caramel out of it. But I was like, this is going to be the runniest caramel ever because I kept adding more water to it.
But then it evaporates, right? That's the thing with caramel because it gets to the
Definitely.
hot enough temperature that it'll actually all burn away all the liquid anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, I
yeah,
kind of was
so it
counting
should.
on, I let it go on a low boil for 2 minutes after I add the butter and the cream into it. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm counting on that boiling right there to like get rid of any extra crystallization that might be in there. And it's a really nice caramel. It's really, really yummy and
Oh, it sounds
quite
delicious.
smooth. But I was like, okay, you can't be putting a video out there that's showing you consistently crystallizing caramel, especially this is something I've never done before. But thankfully, time lapse and then 10 times speeding the time lapse, it looks great.
There you go. Perfect. It worked. It all worked out well. And that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I think, are you even a baker if you haven't either crystallized or burnt your caramel? I
Yeah.
think that's part of, learning again how to make a good caramel and getting that, because I find it's very it's it's instinctual, right?
Mhm.
When your caramel's ready to go
Yeah.
before you throw in
Well,
your butter and
yeah.
your cream and stuff.
You look at the
So,
color and you smell it. Oh, it's right on the edge of burning. I better take it off right now.
right? And for me, one of the tricks that I use, because I actually use a dark pan normally when I make my caramel, which is kind of dangerous because it's already fairly dark when
You're
you're
a
looking at it. So
professional, honey. You're
how
a
do you
professional.
yeah, that's it. But I have like so but I find that I have a color cue. So because I usually do a whiskey caramel, a whiskey and
Yes.
vanilla caramel in mine,
Oh, your
that I put in, and
caramel's
I
so good.
combine my vanilla and my whiskey in one little container,
Yep,
and
that's
that
what
is
I
the
do.
color that I'm trying to get.
Oh, that's such a
So
good little trick.
yeah, so that's what I use for mine. I'm like, I kind of
Okay.
look at the color of that whiskey vanilla mixture, and
Yep.
then I look at how my caramel's going. And I like to take mine like
To the
almost to
edge.
the edge, right?
Yep.
Because the flavor is so much better.
I know.
So I love that, those deep, dark
Mm,
caramel. Oh, so good.
I love caramel
I
so
love caramel.
much. Oh,
Oh, we said it at the same time. I
we
love caramel.
love caramel.
I love
I mean,
caramel so
I
much.
don't think there's lots of people who don't like caramel. I don't trust
I don't
them.
know. Does anybody not like caramel?
If you don't like caramel, please comment down below and explain
Yeah.
to us why not, please, because
Yeah.
that's
These
confusing.
We want to
Confusing to
know. Or caramel versus butterscotch. Like,
Yeah.
is it even a competition?
No, as far as I'm concerned,
No. No,
caramel.
exactly.
Caramel. Mm.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
what have you got
Hmm. All
next for
right.
me?
So that's the first one. So the
Okay.
second one also deals with burning. Actually, all of the kitchen disasters have a burning theme to them.
I
But
mean, that makes
so
some
this,
sense. We're using heat.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That's true. That's true.
I could.
But these both caramel you can understand because it's just something that happens. This one's a little bit more, huh. So we
Okay.
have a baker, also a baker who was on
On.
a spin-off of Bake Off, but in the
Okay.
US, the Great
Okay.
American Baking Show,
Okay.
who shared this good one with us. So they were making some bread dough, and they went to proof their bread dough in their oven because their oven has a proof
Cooking setting.
setting.
Okay.
Yeah, which is awesome. I wish
I
my
wish
oven
I
had a
had one.
proof setting, but maybe not so much because the proof setting on this baker's uh, oven is actually very close to broil, and they accidentally hit broil versus hitting proof. And then of
Ooh.
course, what do you do when proofing, you think you're proofing your bread, you kind of walk away
Yeah.
and you're doing
You're
other stuff because
cleaning up.
you got an hour, right?
Yeah.
So I guess they
Gonna drink
were,
some tea.
just doing exactly drinking tea
And
maybe
maybe
the proper way,
out of a giant mug with both hands with your pinkies out.
like this.
Why- Beautiful. Well done. I see your teeth.
Anyhow, so they were, they ended up doing something else, and then weirdly they had this thought, why does it smell like burning plastic?
Plastic.
Well,
Oh,
yes, because they
they had put
covered their bowl with plastic wrap, as a lot of people do,
cling
right, when
film.
they're proofing. And
Oh
they're,
my
yes,
goodness gracious.
yes. And so what ended up happening is they actually sent us pictures, so we might have to actually put this on here to see what it actually
Oh,
looks like.
what? They took pictures.
Oh,
That's so
so
smart.
bad. I know, right? A
Why does
few
it smell
bakers
like
sent
burning
us
plastic?
pictures.
Where's my camera?
Yes, let, at least they captured it. There are a lot of people that don't capture their kitchen
I know.
disasters,
I know.
um, but you should because it makes for great baker's confessions.
Yes.
Just saying. Anyway, so they ended up throwing out the whole bowl because they couldn't get the plastic wrap off, the cling film off their bowl. It had actually melted into it fused itself to the bowl itself. So basically had to throw out the whole thing, sadly.
Wow. Okay, that is a definite kitchen disaster, but makes for great story
Yeah.
time.
And
Wow.
they're learning on the whole thing. They no longer use their proof setting on their oven. They just turn their oven light on
Yeah,
because it gives
that
them
works
just enough
just
heat
enough
to
warmth.
actually do their proofing. Mhm.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a great story.
Isn't it awesome? I love
Yeah.
these. We should do these things more often because, you know, I
Good.
think, again, we've all had these kitchen disasters, and
Yeah,
sometimes we're so hard on ourselves as bakers sometimes
yeah,
that you're like,
yeah.
when something like this happens, you're like, oh, I'm
Do
just the
that.
worst baker. How did I even think I could do this and bake this and all this
Yeah,
other stuff? And
yeah.
I think hearing that these things it's so easy to happen, especially with caramel, especially with a simple mistake. It doesn't mean that you're a bad baker. It just means you had a bit of a distraction,
And oops.
right?
Yeah,
And oops, and we all have oops. That's how we learn,
yeah.
right? Like that first baker we talked about, they actually have now perfected their caramel. They don't no longer burn their caramel.
Never,
This
never.
one has changed their whole way they go to proof their bread doughs now. So
I
yeah,
love it.
it's
I
about
love it.
learning,
Yeah,
right?
it's, and I mean, quite aside from burning your dough, when I have proofed my bread dough, I don't have a proofing setting. I kind of wish I did. But even putting it at the absolute lowest temperature or putting it on top of the stove where the heat is coming up from the oven,
Hmm.
you can get that like slight cooking starting to happen
Mm,
if it's too warm.
too,
And
yeah,
then you end up with like almost like a crust already,
yeah,
which I've had happen before.
so
Yeah.
true.
And
I
then you,
actually recently, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Go ahead. What
Oh,
did you
I
recently
recently
make?
picked up a proofing box.
Oh, you did?
I did, and it is amazing.
Nice. Can you take that on the show if
Yes.
you ever get on the show?
I don't know.
Question, do you
I
get a
don't think
luxury
you
item?
Yeah, well, I mean, Joe had lots of gold leaf
They gave that to her. They had it
and
left over.
caviar.
Yeah, Joe, you got to tell us a
I'm
little more.
thinking,
Mm,
why wouldn't that be? I think
yeah,
you can bring tools, right?
I don't
Andre
know if you can.
brought dry ice one
That's
time
true
to
because
cool off
nope,
his.
they had not provided that
Mhm.
at that time in this show's history.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay, so tell me how
yes.
this proofing box works. No
Oh, it's
chance of
brilliant.
melted plastic.
No chance of melted plastic. And also, you can change the temperature. So, you can change the temperature and how long you want to proof for. And it's just like this little collapsible box, actually.
Well, it's,
So, if you don't have so you can take it out when you need
I
it.
mean, I was gonna say you don't have space in your place.
No, but it's in my laundry room.
Of course it's in your
Of course,
laundry
it is.
room. Wait, which room are you in right now?
I'm not in my laundry room.
You have
I
done podcasts from the laundry
I
room
start
before.
we started
Yes,
recording from my laundry room, actually, the
yes,
earlier episodes. So,
yes,
but
yes.
anyhow, but yeah, it's like this collapsible box, and it just it's a box with like zippers and stuff, and it's a really simple concept. It's got like a little thermometer stick, and I guess that's where sort of it heats, is like it's got like a little heating element or
Like
whatever,
a
but it
core.
also cools too. So if you need, like, I picked it up because I was experimenting with some panettone this right. And so panettone is very specific in terms of the temperatures that you need your starter to rise at and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I actually picked it up originally,
Yeah,
was to help support that. But now I use it like all the time. It's one of the tools that I actually use because I do a lot of bread. I make a fair
yeah,
bit of bread, and then I also put my starter in there. But for fermentation, you can do like, so if you want it to slow down, you can lower the temperature down and it cools it down. And yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it,
That
love it so
that is
much.
great. And it's like
Hmm.
a zippered foldable box. Like
Yeah.
it collapses
Yeah.
down.
I'll
I
send
think
you
you
a picture of
probably
it. We can, yeah, we
yeah.
can post it on here if you remember that as
Okay.
well.
We
And
got to
then
make
I
notes of
can,
what pictures we got to
what
post.
pictures we need to
Yes.
post.
Um, my question, I mean, I think you would be able to bring that to the Great Canadian Baking Show because it's
Probably.
like, okay, that thing that I sent in the group chat with Vincent and Steven the other day.
Hmm. Yes.
My husband bought me a chocolate tempering machine, which is crazy, but
I'm
very
so
kind of him to think
jealous.
of it. I haven't used it. I don't know when I'm going to use it. I need Steven to come over and you can come over. You guys can play with it. But there's no way that a big machine like that, especially for like a skill like tempering chocolate,
Mm,
allowed to be brought because it's like a big giant machine with settings and paddles and everything, whereas
yeah.
yours is just like something that collapses,
Yeah.
right? And then you can
It's
just
just a tool. It's another tool. Yeah.
so
Hmm.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, what do we need pictures of?
Hmm.
The
But actually,
plastic.
that's the other thing. That's the other thing I actually tried to do because when you're doing chocolate work, I've
Yeah,
actually used my bread box for that to keep my chocolate
in temper.
at a in the right temperature.
Now I'm like, well, if you can use this tool for every single thing, then I don't think they'll let you bring it if you ever get in there. You'll be like, yeah, so I'm just bringing out my proofing box
I'm just
again.
gonna,
And they're like,
yes,
what
and
are you
I'm gonna do
talking about?
this, and then I'm gonna
We
do
are
this. Yeah.
making ice cream. What are you going to use it
Oh
for?
no, I don't think I could use it for ice cream. I don't know.
She's gonna figure it
Hmm.
out. She's gonna figure out how to do it.
But yeah, but for proofing or for keeping things at temperature,
Yes,
yeah, it's perfect for that for sure.
that is pretty cool.
Hmm.
Well, that
Hmm.
I did get a couple of baker confessions from a couple people, and this kind of brings up
Do
that
share.
this was 4 words. This is what this baker said to me. This is my baker confession. I'm scared of yeast.
Oh,
That's it.
bread scares people.
Bread scares people. It really does. And it seems to be on any of the Bake Off uh, series, it seems to be the week that kind of frightens people the most. Just like you said,
Hmm.
bread scares people.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever had understood that.
Well, when you
Yeah.
think about it, yeah, I when you watch actually any baking show and it's bread week,
Yeah.
you get that you and I who knows, by now maybe they just build it all up because it's
Yeah.
fun and whatever,
Yeah.
but like people just they're
Yeah.
scared by yeast. And it's like anything, it takes practice, right? And
Yeah.
again, it's a lot about feel.
Hmm.
That's the other part. But also I think having, and I think people can argue this, right? The right flour for what you're doing, right? Whether you're using a higher protein flour, depending on what you're needing, needing, pun
What do you
intended,
need?
depending on what you're doing, needing, yes, anyhow.
How did you
um,
mean that originally? Did you mean that Need or did you mean it
I did.
Knead?
No,
Yeah,
I did mean
and I
Need.
interpreted it as Knead.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's
But
funny.
depending on, yeah, but
What you need.
so your flour is important, right? Whether you're
Yeah,
using all purpose or bread flour, or a spelt flour, or a different
yeah,
whole wheat, or whatever, how it all affects and how it all works together.
yeah,
And then of course kneading it
yeah,
properly is important.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
those,
you're doing
and
an
having
enriched
fresh,
dough,
totally,
all of
they're
those
all
things,
different.
yeah, they're all different. Yeah, and I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not scared of yeasted bread, but I'm scared of sourdough. I've never
Oh, well,
enjoyed
that's,
sourdough. I mean, I eat it. I like eating it, but the
yeah.
yeah, I'd rather eat sourdough than any other type of bread. Um,
I love sourdough. Yeah.
but I have no patience for the process. I
Mm,
really don't. I'm just like, no, thank you.
yeah. And that's a great segue because one of our listeners watchers or followers, I guess, their unpopular opinion is there are a lot of sourdough bakers out there who are
Mhm.
sharing all these like quick tricks or
Hacks. Yeah.
hacks on sourdough. And they were very adamant. There are no shortcuts to the fermentation
Proper.
process, to a proper fermentation process. You cannot rush it. She's definitely adamant about that. And I'd say, to make that real authentic, a labor of love kind of sourdough.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I do not
Definitely.
disagree with her.
Definitely. I agree with that. Which is why I do not consider myself to be a sourdough baker at all. I have a recipe for instant pot sourdough and I will use it. If I am wanting sourdough, I'm like, do I have Greek yogurt in the fridge? I'm going to mix this up
Ah,
and I'm going to pop it in my instant pot and I'm going to make myself a quick sourdough.
nice. So
That
you
is
get all the
not a
flavor. Is
you
it
get
like, do you
you
get
get
the
that
acidity and
yeah, you get that
yeah,
sort of sour flavor or
nice,
that little tang
nice.
from the
You
Greek
can
yogurt.
always
High
you can
protein.
always call up your daughter and go, "Hey,
Yeah, speaking of
Mama wants
which,
some sourdough."
I did tell her 2 weeks ago that I wanted some sourdough and she forgot the last time we saw each other. And I'm reminding you, Sarah, I would like some sourdough, please. Yes, Mama needs some real sourdough, not some instant pot sourdough.
There you go. I
Not
mean,
some
there is
faux
something
dough.
so good, so good. And then people, but again, the other thing is people like sourdough in so many different forms too, right? So there are, the real sour flavor sourdough, which I actually really appreciate. I kind of like the more sour, the better for me. I really enjoy that part of it.
Yeah,
Where I think that puts some people off, but I'm like, give me
yeah,
all of the, yeah.
yeah. I love the taste of it. I just don't like the word sour.
It's like sauerkraut. I didn't like sauerkraut for
I
I
love
don't know
sour.
how long because I just well, I love sourdough now, or sauerkraut and
Sauerkraut.
sourdough, of course, but sauerkraut, I love it. I'm like, where has this been all my life? When I first tried it and went, I've been missing this the whole time. Like, what an idiot I am. But um but yeah, I was afraid of it because it said it was sour. So I'm like, I don't really like sour things. So I'm not sure that I'm going to like this. But
Kind of funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I just the word is sort of off-putting, but I used to
Yeah.
like sour soothers. That was like one of my favorite
Mm.
candies. So I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Well, we know that I'm
Oh,
like, I hate this. Oh, but I like this, but I hate
right? Doesn't
this
sound like any
except
other
when it's this.
conversation.
Yeah, forget it. Lisa is wishy-washy. Lisa is flippy-floppy. End of story. Continue on. All right.
Oh, too funny. But
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
All
That's our
right.
kitchen nightmares.
Um, yeah, so I've got one more kitchen nightmare, and this was somebody who was making chocolate haystacks. And those are the like it shouldn't they're
Kind of
shouldn't be
like
a very
macaroons.
complicated. Huh?
Are they kind of like macaroons? Or
Um, but I think you like melt chocolate and then you add in other things. So,
okay.
and then it's like, I think it's a no bake recipe.
Coconut? Yeah.
Yeah. So you just throw in or oats or whatever and throw them
Okay.
in,
Yeah.
all
All
in
right.
and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, they ended up overheating their chocolate so much that it actually turned rock hard and like you could polish it and it had like a glass like sheen to it.
What? How do you eat that?
They didn't.
So they couldn't mix it together with all the other.
I don't think they got that far. I don't know actually
Oh,
if they actually, I'm not sure because they didn't really specify whether they actually ended up adding everything or did they basically
right.
said the chocolate basically seized
These. Yeah.
so much that it was rock hard and nobody could even eat it. Like
Oh,
it was not good. And 40 years later, her
poor thing.
kids and husband still bug her about the chocolate haystacks incident, which,
Oh,
by the way, she's never remade ever again.
I think you need a redemption bake. Like,
So,
we'll do it with you. That would be really fun. I'd like to
yeah.
taste a chocolate haystack. Yeah, and then you can serve it to your kids and your husband and be like,
This, I did it. Here you
that's right.
go.
Because fail, as we've said before, means first attempt in learning. But if
100%.
if you don't try again, you never know if you actually learned.
I wonder, it's too bad I didn't know that when I was in school and maybe failed a calculus exam one
Did
time.
you fail a calculus exam? I never took calculus. I would never. I
Yeah.
failed grade 11 math, so there's no way I would do any further than that. I
Yeah,
eventually
first
passed.
year.
When I was in my
Yeah.
30s, I passed. But
First year university. I don't know why I even took calculus that year. That was really dumb. I was pretty decent at math,
you
like pretty
enjoy
much
math.
all through school, but calculus is a whole other beast and animal. And it's first year, first year college. You're out of the house, living on your own, and maybe didn't have priorities. Well, I had other priorities
Yeah,
straight, but
different priorities.
not my educational priorities straight. And so, and it was confusing and my head hurt. And so I'm like, I don't know. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to
So I
do
think
this.
I got like 34%. What I should have said, I should have gone to my prof and went, "Do you know that a fail actually means first attempt
First
in
attempt
learning?"
in learning. Yes. I picture you
Oh,
being, I don't know if you ever watched Red Dwarf. That was one of my favorite
mm-mm.
BBC shows. And this one particular character went to take an exam, but he didn't remember any of this stuff. So he had written like all over his arms all the answers. And when he went into the exam, he went to push up his sleeve so that he could see the answers. And he just smudged it like crazy. All the ink was smudged all up his arm. So it was all over his hand. And he was just like, oh. And then he was just like looking at the exam, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know any of these answers. So he just took his hand and went on the exam with a handprint, stood up, saluted, and then passed out.
Oh,
I kind of pictured you doing that for a second there. You're just like, I don't know this. I don't care. Boom.
I probably would have gotten the same mark as I ended up doing. And seriously, I think I got like 34%. It's the worst I've ever done on any exam ever,
It's an
ever.
awful feeling. I mean, that
It's
happened to
terrible.
me. The first time that I was writing my grade 11 math exam, I think I've told this story here before, but I was terrible at math. I just really could not comprehend it. And I went to take the exam and I literally started to have a panic attack when I looked I was like,
Oh,
I don't know any of this. And I did. I put up my hand and then I passed out. Like full on passed out on the table. And they sent me home and I got, of course, a zero on the exam.
they
Um,
didn't let you retake it?
well, they would have let me retake it, but when I went to talk to my teacher about it, he said, your math mark currently is so bad that even if you got 100% on the test, you still would not pass. So there's no point in you retaking this exam. So I retook grade 11
Oh,
math the following year and failed again, not as
oh.
spectacularly. That was my second attempt in learning. And then I finally passed grade 11 math when I was needing it to get into nursing school in my 30s.
And that was nail.
No,
You nailed it.
I nailed it. I did. I got 95% in the class. When you really want to
Nice.
do something and you're really motivated to do something and your brain has matured a little bit, a lot bit, then
Yeah,
yeah, makes a big difference. Anyway,
it
do we
does. It
have any
does.
pictures of these chocolate haystacks?
We don't. It was 40 years ago, so there wasn't a whole lot of digital cameras happening at that stage, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, yeah, and
Okay,
somehow I doubt that they would waste a good camera film on
that's
that because it was
true.
expensive too.
Yeah, that would be something you're not something that you're going to grab your camera for. No. Nowadays,
Probably not.
everybody's getting the camera for everything. Well, their phone, they have it.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry to hear about it, and I'm sorry that this baker has been getting flack from her family about it, or teasing, gentle teasing, I'm sure, for this many years. But you know what?
Mm,
I really would love to see a redemption bake.
I think so too. I
Yeah,
will try to encourage her to do that and then hopefully submit a picture of her brilliantly nailed haystacks.
I love it. Great idea. All right.
Nice.
So what category is
What's
next?
next? Let's
Yeah.
go to pet peeves. We've got a pretty good one that I think a lot of people this might be annoying for, especially
Okay.
for people who share their recipes online.
Okay.
But this person's pet peeve was when people complain about a recipe that they've made quite a number of modifications in
Oh,
quotation marks, and then the recipe fails, and then they go and rate the recipe a 1 star because the recipe sucks,
yes, that is ridiculous because it
right?
absolutely has nothing to do with the recipe itself or the person who created the recipe and has everything to do with people trying to change a good thing and messing it up. Nothing is
Right?
interchangeable like that. You can't just be like, okay, I don't have this type of flour or I can't eat that type of flour, so I'm going to use peanut butter instead.
Right?
Oh, wait, I'm allergic to peanut butter. Maybe I'll just use apple juice.
And then complain because it's kind of runny.
Like, why? Why is soup that smells like apples? Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that is a
Yeah.
pet peeve of mine too. And you can't do anything about it to take the rating off. So that really is awful because you can see these people who have amazing recipes and then people who are just un inexperienced bakers who are looking for a recipe will look to see, okay, what do the comments say? What is the star rating? So I know if it's worth trying.
Yeah.
And they'll see that, you know, the ratings have been dropped down and there's complaints, and they won't necessarily even read the whole thing to recognize that somebody's made all these modifications and changes and
And
uh,
modifications that don't even make sense because it affects the structure of
yeah,
something, or it
yeah.
just won't work, right?
Baking is a science. You have to nail the science before
100%.
you can make it an art.
Yeah.
I just will never
And
forget that quote. I love it.
yes, that was Rafficut.
What's Rafikat? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But it's true though, right? And there are of course some recipes that you can do substitutions, but you
Mhm.
have to know what is okay to substitute and what's
Yeah.
not okay to substitute. And also depends on the recipe that you're doing because
Okay.
not all substitutes are equal when
Mhm.
you're doing something. So really, but
Yeah.
if you do those, please don't go back onto the poor baker who's graciously sharing and
Mhm.
generously sharing themselves with Instagram or on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do that to them. That's just not
Oh,
cool.
not
That's not
cool.
cool.
And not only that, another thing that bugs me when I'm looking at recipes online is when people rate the recipe when they haven't tried it. They
Mhm.
they will just be like, "Looks great, can't wait to try it," and they give 5 stars. Well, that's not helping. Like we want
No,
honest reviews, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Or
I think
or give or in the reverse gives it a 1 star because they don't like peanut butter.
you're right, that is worse.
But it's a peanut
Don't
butter
rate
cookie
something.
recipe.
I don't
But
like peanut butter
I don't
cookies.
like peanut butter. I'm giving you a 1. Like, why?
Sourdough's too hard. I don't want to make it.
N-
0
Yeah.
stars.
-3.
Oh, yeah. If we could, some people would do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would.
I
But
know that
yeah.
we've talked to a lot of bakers who, make their living by
Mhm.
creating recipes, by creating things that they sell, or putting recipes out on online, or putting out cookbooks, etc. And it's it's one of those things, or selling, yeah, when you're selling them. One of those things that is also a pet peeve is that what Nikki was talking about, people coming and basically asking to sell it for a lower price, or
Mhm.
people who make custom cakes and then somebody will be like, can you make this for me and make it by tomorrow, except make it 3 tiers and I want this flavor and this filling, blah 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 blah, and I think that's way too expensive. Can you please drop the price down or give it to me for free or give it to me for exposure or any of those things? And it's just
Mhm.
wrong to undersell somebody who's putting, their blood, sweat, and tears into making this product for you. Respect the
100%.
person's time and
Well,
respect the
and
person's ingredient costs.
right, ingredient costs are through the roof these days. Like,
Yeah.
it's just absolutely ridiculous for everything. Flour, butter, sugar, eggs, like
Eggs.
everything is so expensive. And then don't even get started on things like cake boards and boxes and
Yeah.
decor items. And then
Labels.
your
Oh my
time
God.
and your energy where, learning new skills or what have you. Like a lot of these bakers, who do this professionally invest so much of their own time and
Yeah.
energy and their own money to
Yeah.
create these things. And
Yeah.
you know what, I think one of our baker, I think it might have been Nikki, who said, look, I totally hear you, like I get it. Or bakers who do, like, especially like celebration cakes, and people will go, well, I can pick it up cheaper at Costco.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could get a cake at Costco, but I could drive a car that's like a 1993 Toyota Tercel, or I could drive like a Ferrari. They're still cars, but they're not the same,
They're different
right?
prices for a reason.
Kind of different, exactly. So same thing with baking, and especially cakes as well. And anyway,
Yes.
again, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
respect, and not everybody can afford the Ferrari, so we get it. But that
I
doesn't give
can't
anybody license or an excuse. I'm going to rant here for a second, but it
go
doesn't
for
give
it.
anybody excuse or an opening to be able to slam this person or disrespect their art
Hmm.
and what they're doing, because they don't want to spend that kind of money. And that's
Yeah.
understandable. And all they have to say is, you know what, I'd love to do this. Your cakes look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. I just can't afford that. It doesn't, I can't make that
Yes.
work in my budget. And I
Yeah.
think that's a much more respectful way of
100.
dealing with it, rather than going, you suck and you're too expensive. you know?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I've
Hey, rant
definitely
over.
heard, okay, that's good. I've definitely, read or heard a lot of, because I listen to these podcasts where they read Reddit stories. And a lot of people who are just really entitled with this. Can you give me this for free? And then when they're like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that for free. I have to make a living and I have to buy ingredients and I have to da da da. And they're like, you're a horrible person. You're ruining my daughter's life by not giving her a cake on her birthday. And it's just like, what? What are we
What?
talking about? Makes no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Ah,
am with you. I
yeah.
am with you.
Rant
Yeah.
over.
There you go. Just
Yeah.
don't do it. Like,
Don't do it. Be kind.
don't do
Be
it.
respectful.
Be
Understanding.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right.
So, yeah, awesome. Should we get into a fun one? This is a good one. This is a funny one.
Okay.
So
I can't wait.
somebody wrote, I lick my fingers while baking more frequently than I should.
I totally get that because
Me too.
I was like, as I was making my videos for the inverted pyramid cake, I I left in one spot where I got some chocolate ganache on my finger and I licked it off and I was
I
like,
saw that. Yes.
I am going to get in trouble. And then I was like, I'm going to make another one that literally, because I filmed the entire process from start to finish and then edited it. Don't get me started on that. But I was like,
Ca-
I should just edit one that just is like every time I washed my hands, just like,
mm,
me stepping off and psh, 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 because that's what we're doing constantly when we're in the kitchen
hmm
washing our hands.
Yeah.
Um, a shocking confession is if you don't wash your hands, and that's also understandable to me. Sorry, depends on who you're making the cake for, I guess. Right?
Totally.
Lick
If
your
you're making
fingers.
it for
Enjoy
if you're
it.
making it for yourself,
Yeah.
right? If you're testing recipes or whatever, I
Yeah.
think that's totally fine. I mean,
Fine.
yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I might be guilty of it myself
Yes, there we go.
because it's
I'm
really
like,
good. But if I'm
what
baking
it,
it for somebody else, I have like a collection
oh,
of little spoons, but I am constantly
yes,
tasting my batters or
yes.
doughs or whatever, just to make sure that
Yeah,
they're flavored
they're
properly.
good.
You can taste
Right.
the flavors or
I think
yeah.
there becomes a different mindset when you're creating something for somebody else.
Hmm.
You know,
Totally.
like when it's like, this is for my husband. Okay, well, my
Yeah.
hair's like flying around and I'm just like licking everything. No, I'm not licking everything. But I'm like, Chris doesn't, I mean, he probably doesn't want a hair in his food, but he's not going to get as grossed out of it, by it as somebody who I sold a cake to would. Um, I have a confession.
What's your
I think,
confession? Do
well,
tell.
I baked a cake for my coworkers for one of my coworkers last week, and he was leaving to go work at a different branch. And I was in the kitchen and I grabbed the spatula to kind of give the dough a little extra mix. And as I was putting the spatula in, I saw a flash of gold and black. And I was like, what was that? And it was gone. And I was just like, what the was that a piece of butter wrapper? Like my, and I looked at the butter wrapper and there was this the corner was gone and I had had the spatula sitting on the butter wrapper and I guess that piece was loose and it stuck to the spatula, went in as far as I knew. And I was like, Chris, I'm like looking through because I'm like, all my coworkers are gonna eat this. I don't want anyone to find this piece of butter wrapper in there. And I was already worried about this cake because I had mixed it more than I wanted to, and I knew
Oh,
it was
so
going to
now
be a
you're
a more dense cake than I wanted. And I'm like literally like going through and I'm like, where did it go? It's gone. I poured the batter in. I was like looking through the batter as I was putting it in. Nowhere. I took one of those little candy dipper, like
hmm.
it's like a
Yep.
slot spoon, I guess.
Yep. Yep.
I was going through the entire, it was a 13 by 18 pan. And I went through that whole entire, I could not find it. And I was like, Chris, I looked so hard. He helped me look. He was like, where is it? Could not find this. And so, yeah, then I started to think about, when we were kids and people, moms would wrap a quarter in a piece of
Yes.
wax paper and put it in the cake. And whoever found the piece of wax paper with the penny in it or quarter in it was like the winner, would win a prize.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes. I
it's not,
remember
is
those.
it that bad to have a piece of butter wrapper in the cake?
Well, again, well, did they find it?
Okay,
Did
so
it actually go in? Do you know?
then
What's
the
the ending of
next
the story?
Okay,
Did
so
you?
then the next day, I was like, because I brought it to work and I had it on this giant marble slab. It was really heavy. So I was just concentrating on getting it in there. And then when we cut it, I was like, oh man, like the coconut cake's more dense than I want it to be. And the passion fruit filling is looser than I want it to be. So it's like oozing. And I was like, I'm not happy with this cake. And I, made my excuses to everybody. It's not the way I want it to be. It's not as good. And tasted it. It tastes really good. Whatever. Everybody just wanted the taste. So I went home and had completely forgotten about this. And then the next morning, I was like, oh, I forgot about the potential piece of butter wrapper. So I sent a message in our group chat and I said, I forgot to say that if anybody finds something in their piece of cake, they win a prize. And I got a private message from somebody. Was it a piece of butter?
Oh, they found it.
She's like, it was Sarah. She got a piece of butter wrapper, and I was like, I tried so hard to find that thing. I tried so hard. So I decided whoever finds it gets a prize. So I sent Sarah a message and I'm like, did you find the piece of butter wrapper? And but it feels horrible because I'm like, when I said I tried really hard to find it, she's like, we all figured you would have. And I'm like, so they were all sitting in the lunchroom talking about how Lisa baked a piece of butter wrapper into the goodbye cake. Like, they said it was funny, so that's good. And Sarah's very
That's good.
excited to get a prize. I have no idea what I'm going to give her for a prize, but thank
You
goodness it
should
wasn't
make her.
like for, somebody a
Yeah.
wedding cake or something.
Well, right. I mean, it all depends on, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or, yeah, it could have been
Ugh,
worse. It could have been a different situation or celebration or whatever.
I
And
would have just
and
had
the,
to
and the
accept that
fact that
cake.
they actually found it, right,
Yeah.
which is a very good thing.
Nobody ate it.
Yeah,
They said she didn't choke on it or anything. I was like,
that's a good thing.
I didn't even
That's
think
such a
about
good thing.
that.
I know.
So that's
Oh,
my
see,
really
no harm.
frustrated confession. I haven't even posted a picture of that cake. I think I'm traumatized. I'll have
Oh
to do that.
no.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it. It's beautiful. You sent
Thank
me a picture of
you.
it.
Oh yeah,
I get all the sneak peeks of
you
your
do.
beautiful creative works of
I do
art.
like to
So
send stuff to you. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I know
So
that you will
nice.
give me good feedback.
So
Yes. So
cool.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. Should we move on to some more? Do you want to
Yeah.
do maybe an unpopular opinion?
Yes.
And we had this a couple of times actually. Two people mentioned this.
Okay.
They don't like cookie exchanges.
Oh,
Like the ones you do at Christmas,
100% popular opinion
right?
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do them, right? But and
Yes.
and a couple of the reasons they shared was one of them was that they have to share their recipes and they don't want to do that. That's
Okay.
one thing.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
other one is some baker or some of the people that go to these cookie exchangers just don't bake good cookies.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then someone else said that they had gone to a cookie exchange and somebody actually bought cookies and presented them as their offering.
And it was very obvious that they were
It
store
was
bought.
very obvious. Yeah. They were
That
like, yeah.
did they present a recipe with that?
No,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
Not all of
I
them
didn't
have
get
to
that
have
far with them, but
a
yeah.
Oh no. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Well, see who's judging.
I'm not judging. I'm saying I would be embarrassed to do that. But if I, yeah, my honest reaction to cookie exchanges is like, yeah, I don't like them, but it's because I don't like cookies. I don't like
Mm,
eating
okay,
cookies,
that's fair.
right? I
Okay,
will
that's fair.
bake cookies and I will give them to people, but don't give me cookies, please. I don't, they'll just sit there. And then 6 months from now, I'll be like, what's in this canister? I want to use it to put buttons in or something. And it'll be full of rock hard cookies that someone sweated and put their blood, sweat, and tears into it or picked up at Costco. And they're in my living room in a Christmas canister,
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
garbage can.
yeah,
What's your thoughts
yeah.
on
Which
cookie
is
exchanges?
cookie exchanges. I did them when I was younger, and you know what? It was they were fine. I think what I liked about it was just the social aspect of it, where
Yep.
people just got together before the holidays when it's a busy time of year, and it was a great time to just get together with everybody.
Yep.
And the cookie part, the cookie exchange part was like just extra bonus, right?
Yep. Okay.
Um, but it was good because I would actually just regift them in a lot of occasions because again I'm with you. I have very few cookies that I really do like. I'm very particular about if I'm going to have a cookie. eh,
Yes.
I'm very particular on what kind of cookie that is. It's got to, do you know what I mean?
I
I'm not.
100% do. I mean,
Yeah,
shortbread, you know how I feel about
yeah,
shortbread,
yeah.
right?
I'm not a huge fan.
Oh,
Another
I just got
unpopular
shivers down my
opinion.
spine thinking about it. Sorry.
Well, because a texture thing, right?
Oh,
Is it a
don't.
tech? Yeah, it's a texture thing.
It like grates on my teeth. I can't think about shortbread. I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta run
I
away. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
well, we won't talk about it anymore. But yeah, there are some cookie. There are on the grand scheme of the cookie. I'm not sure what I want to say.
Range,
The
range,
range of
range
cookies.
of
Yes,
cookies.
the range of cookies. And I like different cookies that are part of different ranges, I guess, because I
Okay.
like the real chewy cookies. But here's an unpopular opinion for you. I don't like chocolate chip cookies.
Huh, that's interesting. But
Hmm.
you
Like
like don't
regular
like them.
dark
It's not that you
chocolate.
don't prefer them, but you don't like
I
them.
don't, I don't, I will never reach for, if there's a cookie platter and
Mhm.
they've got like just plain regular chocolate chip cookies,
Yeah.
never reach for them
What if they
ever.
put currants in them?
No, not, no. They're the only, okay, so here's where, if we're going to, go back to the raisin discussion, one of the only things that raisins are actually really good for besides raisin bread, which I can appreciate a good cinnamon raisin bread, um, would be an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I getcha. I getcha.
Yeah,
You like those.
yeah. Oatmeal raisin cookies are good. Yeah.
I would, yeah. I get it with the chocolate chip cookies. They used to be a favorite of mine. I'm not big on them now, but I bet you would like my coffee toffee chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, totally different.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like
They're
a
not
regular
plain coffee
plain
chips.
Jane regular chocolate chip cookie. In fact, when I was younger, the only one that I actually used to eat were the Dad's chocolate chip cookies. Do you remember
Yes.
those?
Yeah,
Those
they
were
also
actually
have a little bit of
really
a
good.
shivery. They have a
Okay.
little bit of a but it
But
was
I
Mr.
could eat
Christie's.
those.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was Mr.
those
Christie's
were
crispy
good.
chewy chocolate chip cookies. That was my favorite.
Oh, the no, see, I didn't like the Chips Ahoy
Chips
or anything
Ahoy.
like that. Oh,
Oh, Mr. Christie, you make good cookies. That was the catch phrase on the commercial. But yeah, I would dip them in my milk and I would just enjoy them. But like
mm,
I haven't done that in I don't know how many years. What about
yeah.
Tim Tams? Do you like Tim Tams?
No,
You don't like
it's the
doing the Tim Tam
chocolate. Do you know
plan?
what? I'm not a, me, I'm not a huge fan of like chocolate stuff,
They should make
right?
white chocolate Tim Tams.
That might be all right.
Yeah. You could
That
drink it
might
with
be
your
all
you
right.
could drink your giant mug of tea through a white chocolate Tim
There
Tam.
you go. That might have some potential. But I think that's part of it too, because again, a lot of these chocolate covered, or the chocolate that's used in a lot of store-bought cookies or chocolate chips.
Yeah,
eh,
waxy. Waxy.
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Not a huge fan. So, but I do appreciate a good, like, I love the cookie part of the chocolate chip cookies. I just do other additions like white
Yeah.
chocolate and dried cherry,
Right,
or
right.
cranberries. That's
Yes.
good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Or toffee
Coffee
cookie,
and
like
coffee.
toffee and coffee would be all right, just no
Very
chocolate
good.
chips. Or you could
Well, it
do
has it
like
has chocolate chips in it. Okay, come
okay.
here. Oh, sorry, dog is kind of he fought to get on my lap and then now he's fighting to get off my lap.
Aw,
Right, my
he's
monkey
so
Tux.
cute. Hi,
I know.
Tux.
Taxi.
Um,
Okay,
yeah, but anyway, yes. So that's my unpopular
that
opinion
that
that I'm
I
sure some people, because I know a lot of people
yeah.
have signature chocolate chip cookie recipes. And
Mhm.
if I am privileged to have their, chocolate chip cookie recipe, I will definitely eat it and
Yeah.
enjoy it. But
Okay.
like I said, they're not my go-to.
Gotcha. Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't mean to yawn. I'm not bored at
that's
all.
okay. That's okay.
All right. Do you have any
Wow.
more confessions or okay, wow.
Another shocking confession. I love fondant. Give me all the
Ew.
sweet.
That
Mhm.
ew. I'm sorry. I don't understand that. I mean, I love working with fondant just because it's fun to I
Mhm.
haven't worked with it in a long time
It's fondant.
out of it. It's fondant.
It's fondant. Sorry.
I love the puns too. Yes. Yeah. I
We
like I
shouldn't
like
record
modeling
this late ever again, because we're chip like
after a long day of work for
after
me.
hours. Yeah,
After
after hours.
King Scraps after dark. Yeah.
After
Oh,
hours. Yeah,
we were
after
talking
dark.
about that, weren't we, at one point? Anyway, yeah,
Hmm.
that's I don't know. People probably are kind of like, that's a weird thing to say. But
Yeah,
each their own.
to each
That's
their own.
that's why there are so many different tastes of things and so many different,
Totally.
mediums for creating because obviously somebody thought it up because they thought it would work well for what they were doing or they liked the way it tasted. And yeah,
Yeah.
Helpful.
There you go. And there are different
Mm.
types of fondants as well, because you could do like the marshmallow
Homemade. Yeah.
fondant, which is not as icky sweet as, sort of the pre-bought fondant that you can
Yeah.
get. But
Yeah.
it does, and I guess it also depends on how thick you roll it as well.
I mean,
But I tend to rip mine off.
I'm just picturing like the creations that I have made, like little modeled animals. I'm just
Hmm.
picturing somebody like biting into them and yucky. Not to mention that somebody's like, well, I mean, I wear gloves when I'm doing it, but yeah, it just feels like it's a lot of, they're supposed to be admired and then thrown in the garbage as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I want
Well, there you
everything
go.
on
That's
a
a
cake.
lot of work though
It
for.
is, but I mean, I want everything on a cake to be edible. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily want it all to be eaten, especially
Yeah,
with the number of
that's fair.
toothpicks I put in some of them. So, yeah. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
I have a confession from
Yes.
someone who um, asked their husband, "What kind of cake do you want for your birthday?" And husband decided that he wanted a blueberry cookie dough cake.
Mm. Well, that sounds good.
Does it?
A blueberry? Well,
I
I
don't,
could.
I was
Well, it
like,
depends on what's
blueberry.
in the cookie dough. Is it like a chocolate chip cookie dough?
Um, I don't, I think so. Like blueberry
Okay, because
and
then
chocolate
okay.
chip cookie dough. I couldn't figure it out. So this is the story. I'm in the process of making a blueberry cookie dough cake for my husband. Eye roll emoji. I foolishly asked what kind of cake he wants for his birthday, and he made up random combos. Did I say the husband's name or did I say husband?
I think you just said husband.
Okay, good. I'll go back and look. But I'm cheating with a box lemon cake mix made with an extra egg and Greek yogurt instead of oil, which sounds good.
Lemon,
Lemon
lemon, and chocolate chip. Okay.
and Pillsbury edible cookie dough and blueberry pie filling.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I was trying to figure out how this would all go together, and I do have pictures of that too.
Oh,
Um, and then later came the results or the review. It is not good.
oh no.
The cake and blueberry are one thing, and the cookie dough does not align. I'm like, well, I could have told you that. You probably
Yeah. Well, they
already
could
knew that.
have.
Yeah.
But they could have made it work. So depending on what they did, but
No.
if they had like a sugar cookie instead of like a chocolate chip
Right.
cookie, then
It
they could
was
have
hard.
done like a crumble. No, you could
It,
have done like a crumble with the cookie dough.
no, they don't want it. The husband wanted the cookie dough, like that
He wanted the dough.
consistency. Yeah.
Huh.
So I think I
Oh,
would have done like a
yeah.
cookie dough and put the blueberries in that.
Like dried
So it would be like
blueberries.
blueberry cookie dough, like
Yeah.
literally
Yes.
blueberry cookie.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't tell if that's what she did or not. Blueberry
Okay.
pie
Okay.
filling can't mix in with that cookie dough very well.
No, because it's too wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said everyone else thinks it's pretty good, but I'm not on board. So
Oh,
yeah, you have
hey.
some taste. Yes,
Well, you know what?
sorry, judgy,
Here's
judgy.
here's
Ah,
no, here's the thing though.
yeah.
You can't blame the baker on this one
No,
because this
100%.
was a request
This was
from
a request.
this was a very specific request that
Yeah.
they had
Yep.
that they were supposed to execute,
Yes.
and they did the best they could.
And I applaud that because it is
Mhm.
some creative thinking because that is some wacky combo.
Well, again, I think, yeah, I mean, lemon, lemon and blueberry, thumbs
Yeah.
up. That's a
Fantastic.
brilliant
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah.
And then I think it's the execution of the cookie dough that I
Yeah.
think
How
is
did
sort
he?
of where that challenge is, right?
Yeah.
But I like your idea if they had combined that blueberry, like did like even dried blueberries, like dried
Yeah.
blueberries with the cookie dough, I think would have been really good.
Ooh.
Or freeze dried blueberries with the cookie dough, I think
Yeah.
could have been would have been fine. If they threw the blueberries in with the lemon cake,
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
have done the blueberry part of it as well. So blueberry, like in like pie filling, I think
Yeah,
The
that's
blueberry pie
very
filling
wet.
and the cookie dough, I think, are the two,
Yeah.
like just how they were, like the components of those. The idea
Yeah.
is right. The flavors, I think, could all work. I think it's just
If there's no
like
chocolate chips in there.
as long as there aren't any chocolate chips. Because
Yeah. So,
chocolate chips, lemon and blueberry, I mean, maybe it works because you could argue like blueberries and chocolate work, like chocolate covered blueberries. And then there's like
oh, is this the
lemon and
face that I do?
chocolate. I know, but lemon and chocolate, I think like there's
I don't like it. I don't like it. Stop.
I haven't, honestly, I have not tried the lemon and chocolate combination.
Combination. Yeah. That's I
Yeah.
haven't tried that.
But, and you know what? That Brazilian carrot cake, who would have thought chocolate and
I
carrot
know.
cake go well?
Yeah,
And this is
well,
kind of, it's,
oranges and
and
carrot cake.
yes,
Because it was
that's
orange and
true.
carrot. Yeah. And
Yeah. But
orange and chocolate.
was
We
it Chris Stefanski actually was, remember he challenged us to do that, what was that cake called? Was it Robert's cake
wrote
or
it
something
down.
like that?
Yes, the Roberge cake. Oh, we got to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Still haven't
right?
done
With the
it.
lemon and chocolate. So we
Chris,
haven't
I'm
done
so
that yet. So
sorry. We're bad. We need to do
we
that.
are. We are so
Oh,
bad.
you make so many promises and don't fulfill them.
I know. We're terrible. And yet we expect other bakers to fulfill our
I know.
crazy
You know,
requests.
I want people to come to us and be like, you said you were going to do this and you didn't. And then be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll do it
Hold
right
us to
now.
account, people. Hold us
Please,
to account.
please do. Yes. All right. Do
Yeah.
you have any other unpopular opinions or?
I have one last one, and this one kind of hurts me to the core. I'm not gonna lie. This one
Really?
hurts. Yeah. Macarons are highly overrated. I don't like them. I don't like the texture. I don't like the flavor. They suck.
They suck.
Ouch.
They said that
Just
to
saying.
you. Oh, I didn't write that, did I?
No, you didn't.
No.
But
I mean,
somebody out there did, and you know who you are.
I'm gonna say something to you. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I echo all of those opinions until I tasted no, no, until I
Okay.
tasted your macarons.
Oh, well,
This person, I'm assuming, has not tasted your macarons.
no.
Then they would have a newfound respect for macarons.
Well, I think it depends. And I think you're right in the sense, not my specific macarons, but I think a good macaron. And there are so many incredible macaron bakers out there. But if their experience with the macaron are the ones that you buy at Winners in a package that has been
That
there
say
for, I don't know,
macaroons.
that say macaroons, I can understand where they're coming from.
There
Totally,
you go.
totally get it if
Yeah.
that's their only experience.
Yeah.
And for some people, that might have been their only experience. And
Yeah.
then think about it. If you have a bad experience one time, it takes a lot to get you to try it again.
Safeway
A-
butter tarts, right?
right.
That's what I grew up with. So,
Yeah.
yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. Yes.
Yeah. So,
But I
so
can
yeah,
see that.
for this person who thinks they're highly overrated, please go get yourself some really good ones. Go to a local baker who that's what they specialize in, or they're great at baking those, and try one of those. And then let us know again whether
Yes.
you still think they're highly overrated and they
Yeah.
suck.
This is not personal to you, Christina.
No, it's not. I feel bad for those people who haven't had a good macaron.
That's right. You need to at least try a good homemade macaron by somebody who specializes in it. I'm not talking about me because I sometimes I get lucky and my macarons turn out okay, but sometimes most of the time that I actually try, they're not very good. Um, but yeah,
But you're trying, and that's a good thing. And I've seen your macarons. They're pretty
yes,
good. You've
yes,
come
they're
you've
great.
come a long way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, well, I have one more popular
Oh,
opinion.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion.
Or popular, depending on your perspective.
You know what? Based on what you and I have discussed, this is a popular opinion, and maybe
Oh,
with some other bakers too. I never ever, this is what this person has confessed. I never ever use unsalted butter, even if a recipe calls for it,
mm,
unless somebody gives them some unsalted butter. I agree. I do not change the amount of salt that I put in the recipe. If I'm using salted butter and it had called for unsalted butter, I just keep throwing the salt in. I
yep,
don't care.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
Yes.
same, same. I don't have unsalted butter in the house.
Me
I
either.
do not buy unsalted butter at all.
Nope. Me either. Nope.
So,
Otherwise, that piece of butter wrapper that was in the cake would have been silver, not gold.
but they win a prize. They win a
Yay!
prize.
What should I give her for a prize?
You should bake them. Oh, this would be kind of fun. Okay, how's this? Because it was a butter wrapper, you
Yeah.
should do like a little square cake in the size of a butter, like a 1 pound butter cake, and then decorate it as
Make
butter.
it look like butter. Oh, that's a great idea. I'm writing it down because I like it. That'll be my next challenge.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
Two
You a
people
smart
named
lady.
Chris who gives you
Yeah. Thank you,
challenges.
Chris.
You're
Um,
welcome.
what flavor?
Um,
Mm,
mm,
mm.
good question. Let's
I
see. How
all the
about like
humming.
a butter popcorn?
Butter popcorn flavor?
No,
I
no.
don't know. I
Caramel
don't know.
popcorn?
I'm thinking about
How about a caramel popcorn flavor?
uh,
Or you could just do like a little
butter
pound
pecan
butter pecan. Yeah, you could do a butter pecan
or
as long
pound
as they're
cake.
not, yeah, or a pound
Pound
cake.
of butter.
Yes, with the exactly. You could do a
Okay.
pound cake, but then decorating a pound cake that could be,
No, I just use a pound cake recipe and make it square or
and then just do
in
like
the
a
shape of the
yeah, yeah,
butter.
yeah, 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 yeah. Do that.
Oh, this is gonna
That
be
would be perfect.
challenging. Darn you, I really like that idea. Now I have to figure that out.
Would
I just figured out the inverted pyramid cake.
Well, hopefully this one won't be as difficult as the inverted.
Oh, I think it'll be more difficult. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it now.
Oh,
Dang.
well, you could do a simple butter. You could just do a yellow and then have the little butter on
Oh
there with
yeah,
like the
like the
little
ones
hash
with
marks.
sticks that kind. Yeah, good
Yeah,
idea.
like the US butter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sounds
you
good.
could do
What a
that
great idea.
instead of doing like whatever butter you
A
use,
gold
right?
wrapper. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Well, that is
yeah.
funny. That's a great idea. Well, this has been really fun.
Oh my
Really
goodness, I
enjoyed
had
chatting
so
about all
much fun. I mean, I was slightly horrified for a few of them. No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't judge.
But this,
Actually, I did put on my judgy face a couple of times, but
did you know? Really? Did you notice your judgy face?
remember I said, "Is this the face that I make?" I'm like, or something. I don't know what it was.
Right?
It was definitely like,
Mhm.
ugh, fondant. Ugh. Yeah,
It was something like that.
something like that. Yes.
So there you
Lexi
go.
is
But you know
looking
what? Again, yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we did this not to throw anybody under the bus
oh
or
no.
laugh at their expense. I think what we're trying to, and hopefully this whole episode is taken in the positive light that it is, which is, you know what? There are no right, wrong, there are answers to any of this. I mean, baking
Yep.
is such a beautiful thing to do and beautiful thing to share, and everybody has so many likes and dislikes, and it's about exploring what those are and sharing those with people and
Yep.
learning along the way if you do have an oops every so often.
Yeah.
But
You get your fails and your sales and your nails.
exactly.
Oh,
I love it.
sweet. You're
So, but
a
I hope
light.
you guys have all had fun joining us today, and maybe laughing and maybe learning a little along the way,
A little bit.
maybe.
Yes.
And maybe you have your own baking confessions that you want to share with us, and maybe we'll be on another episode, or maybe we do it as a regular feature on our Instagram page as well, where we can have you guys like submit
Great.
your baking confessions,
Yeah, let us know
and
what you
we
think.
can share it.
That's a
Yeah,
great idea. Well, thanks for joining me, Christina.
no worries. Thanks for joining me after a long day of work that you had. So
You're
thank you.
welcome.
And maybe we should call these baking scraps after dark or something,
Yeah,
because
it's a special episode and it's just us, so we have nobody to keep us in line.
yeah, right. Unhinged and
Well, we got to think of something else that works with the baking scraps
Mhm.
thing
Mm.
on fire. Baking scraps
On
on fire.
fire.
We'll think of something better, I hope. All
or
right.
or smoking, but we're not like smoking anything like that we no,
It's
never mind.
4:20 today.
Yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's 4:20 somewhere.
Uh, we are not
No,
smoking anything, but yes,
no,
smoking.
we are not,
Uh,
even though it might sound like it.
you know, we're just two tired old ladies. You're not old.
It's past my bedtime. I
That's
actually,
it.
speaking of that, got my it's bedtime announcement about an hour and 15 minutes ago.
It's 9:30, Christina. You go to bed at
See, I could you
8:15.
could have left it at that, that I'm an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
I
sorry,
do.
I'm sorry, I'm
There's
sorry, I'm
another
sorry.
one of my
I'm sorry.
confessions. Another one of my
Confession.
confessions.
Yes,
My watch notifies that it's almost bedtime at 8:15 p.m.
I like it. My body's definitely notifying me that it's almost bedtime. So, all right. Well, we will see you
Anyhow,
all next week. Thank you very much for contributing to our Baker's Confessions. Thank you, Christina, for compiling them and reading them and chatting.
so
It was
fun. So
good.
fun. And keep sending them in, because I think
Yes,
this is a lot of fun that we'd love to continue doing, and just, sharing some fun and shedding a little bit of light and joy in this world where we all need a little bit more laughter.
definitely. And until next time,
Happy
happy
baking.
baking.